father died when I was 4, so I have a memory of, you know, a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any money, single mother with 3 kids, 3 girls, so it was a household full of women.
Yeah.
And so that was particularly unique as well, in that not to have any male influence really, like my grandfather was around, but that was about it.
Yeah, right.
And so a lot of sadness, but at the same time, my influences were my mum and my grandmother and my nana, who also was on her own. Right. And all 3 of those were women who were great storytellers and really funny.
Right.
So there were a lot of laughs,
yeah,
and a lot of kind of just getting by with whatever you've got. Right. But I do have, you know, I wouldn't say that I had an extraordinarily happy childhood, or,
no.
you know, it was a time of just, you know, feeling like you're struggling to get by.
Yeah.
Is kind of my memory of it.
That's so young for something so full on to happen to you.
Yeah, and I, you know, I feel like, you know, with Breakfast Radio, I speak to people all the time who have similar losses, and I always say to them, because often I'm speaking to them just after they've lost a partner or you know, their parents, right, or whatever, and I say, well, you've got to understand that will have a profound effect on your life forever. Yeah. And it just does, and you kind of, you know, you grow up and you move on, and you kind of, it's not like you're sad every day, yeah, but there's always a sense that there's a loss, that there's something you don't have in your life. And I would say that growing up and into adulthood, there have been different times where I've grieved again, yeah, right, without really realising it, and then looking back and going, oh, I think I was grieving in a different way. So it sort of never leaves you, but it's also, it informs you and it makes you a much fuller, rounder person in a lot of ways.
Because at 4, for something like that to happen, you know how you know, when you're a kid, you make a decision and then you almost play out your role, the rest of your life as these decisions you make as a kid, because you don't know any different. At 4 to go through, and it was a plane accident,
yeah,
wasn't it? Plane
crash, yeah.
So to have so much sadness around you at such a young age, what are your memories from finding out that your dad had died?
It's pretty vague. I mean, we were living in Papua New Guinea, so I did go back when I was 30 and visited where we lived, and I kind of went, oh, I really remember this playground, I remember that, yeah, right, house, I remember there was a Wizzy Dizzy and it was still there, and I kind of remember that, and it sort of put, you know, pieces together, I suppose. But I couldn't say that what I remember is actual events, because, yeah, it could be also what I've been told and what I have sort of somehow pieced together in my childhood mind. Yeah, right. So I do remember my mum being very upset, and I remember women being with her. I remember my sister, my older sister, being upset, but not really kind of, that's all. And yeah, I don't remember anyone telling me exactly. There was no, right, there's no clear memory like a movie where someone sits you down and tells you or anything, yeah, like that.
Because your daughter's 4 now, so yeah, the same age as you were when your dad passed. Yeah. And you were saying that you find it interesting seeing her interact with your husband now. Yeah,
because I don't have any, you know, I have some very, very faint, vague memories of my dad, and that's it. Yeah. And I look at Willow, who just worships Daz, yeah, and because he's the at-home parent, so they've had just extraordinary bonding times, right, and they're so close. And I look at them and I think, was I like that with this man, yeah, that I now don't know and have no memory of, really? It's kind of it's weird to me. And it's also been a lovely thing to sort of understand what a father-daughter relationship can be, yeah, like. Like, I've had boyfriends over the years and really good friends who are very close to boyfriends who I would observe their sisters with their dad, yeah, or friends of mine, and I've observed them with their dads, and I've kind of been really envious, yeah, and really kind of sad about that. Yeah. And so in a way, watching Willow with Daz, at times I've felt a bit sad, but it's also allowed me to understand the real joy of a father-daughter, yeah, relationship in a way that I've never had before.